Socialization effects. A, which is focusing accusation of stereotypes. It is effect of stereotypes in personal development. This is where stereotypes characteristics that society instinctively attributes to group of people to classify them according to their age, weight, occupation, skin color, gender, and etc. Like sexual stereotyping involves associating girls and boys with separate and at times opposing sets of characteristics. Stereotypes are preconceived ideas and simplistic images that have a negative influence on the way we see people, interact with them, and treat with them. Then, when it comes to education based on gender, there are some boys and girls are educated differently. There is a good chance that they will not develop in the same way. Many parents attribute great importance to their children's gender, even birth before, and expect that their offspring will exhibit specific gender-based characteristics. This is in turn shapes the ways in which parents interact with their young children. Then, the development of identity. This is where children learn by observing and imitating those around them. Like ginagaya nila yung mga sinasalita at bawat salita ng mga taong nakapaligid sa kanila. Isa na lamang dyan ay ang nasa bahay. Kasama nila ang kanilang family. And then, they imitate family, relatives, friends when it comes to games like and having toys and in the school. It influenced their development, as do the media and society. Then, the process by which the children learn to assimilate values and norms, to live in society, and to acquire knowledge is called socialization. This is decisive for them and their futures since it is how they construct their identity. So, we have three life environments that are key to children's personal development: the family that they have, the daycare, and the school. Kasi marami tayong, nung mga bata tayo, may mga nakakasalamuha tayo bawat saang lugar, bawat pinupuntahan natin. And then, the examples of stereotypes we have for the girls. Girls are more docile and want to please others. Yes, of course. Palagi tayong ganyan. And we have more. Girls were sometimes sold too long, over next to nothing. Of course, ganyan tayong mga babae. And then, girls only like role-playing dolls and taking care of young children. Kasi para sa atin, yung manika or dolls are just for the girls. 'Di ba? Lagi nating sinasabi na magpapabili tayo ng manika para ito'y ating lalaruin. And girls can do craft and play being a teacher all day. Yes, of course. Nung bata tayo, ganyan-ganyan din ako. And then we have for the boys. Our boys are not as good at listening to instructions and are less attentive. 'Di ba? Yung sa kabataan natin when we are in elementary, our classmates, the boys, were not just really attentive during class. They are focusing to their friends, like talking, any nonsense that not related to our classes. Then, conflicts between boys are easier to resolve and less dramatic. And of course, hindi sila kagaya natin na marami tayong satsat. Yung mga lalaki, madali lang yan. Pag-uusapan lang nila yan, tapos na. And then, boys are only interested in playing with cars and trucks and building things. Kasi, sa boys, para sa atin, ginajudge natin ang para lang sa kanila yung mga panglalaki, yung like for example sa laruan. Ang lagi nilang pinapabili ay yung car or trucks and then yung baril-baril. And then, boys find it very hard to stay indoors all play when it rains. Yes, of course. Lalo na kapag may kapatid tayong lalaki, nararamdaman natin yan, nauobserbahan natin yan. And then, transmission of stereotypes. When a child adopts a new behavior, those around them can either encourage them or react negatively. Yes, for example, if a boy receives positive feedback every time he kicks a ball, he will tend to repeat the behavior. If, on the other hand, he senses that the adults he comes into contact with seem uncomfortable whenever he plays with dolls, he will probably refrain from this activity in the future. Kaya nga naman, di ba? And then, the effects on child development. Stereotypes are everywhere, and by virtue of this fact, affect various aspects of children's lives, including academic success, career choice, attitude towards sharing family responsibilities, emotional life and romantic relationships, body image, identity expression, overall. And stereotypes have undesirable effect on our personality development and the types of activities we do, as well as the way we live and the career we choose. Kaya nga naman, kapag sa klase, sinasabi natin na ang mas magaling sa math ay yung lalaki kadalasan, 'di ba? Tapos pag English naman, ito ay nasa babae. At pag sa career choice, ang sa lalaki, ito ay ang pagiging pulis. And then, sa pagiging responsibilidad, ang kuya ay laging nakabantay sa babaeng kapatid. O, diba? Marami tayong pagka pagkahawa-hawa ng mga bagay-bagay na ating nakikita at naobserba sa mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. Lalo na nung tayo'y kabataan pa, masabi natin na tayo minsan ay nagmana tayo sa ating ina at minsan naman nagmana tayo sa ating papa. And then, B, which is focusing learning and healthy behaviors, bad social habits that are keeping you from making friends. There are 10 bad social habits that are keeping you from making friends. Number 1, which is excessively staring at screen. Go on any crowded subway and make a game of counting the number of people who are not staring at their screens. For that matter, add in those whose ears are not plugged with earphones or noses that stalks in books, which remains in a small number of people who are not purposefully blocking out the real world, a world filled with other human beings desperate to social connect. So ironic. And number 2, we have displacing disinterested body languages. This one goes hand in hand with one above. So rare is the spontaneous smile that when it happens, it's kind of weird like, what's up with that guy? As we go about our days, diba? Meron tayong mga mas or social habits na dapat nakatuon lang siya or dapat hindi natin ginagawa. And then, relying on others to do the heavy social lifting. Why don't people call me, text me, respond to my post? Lagi tayong nagpi-please and questioning. So, but when the responsibility for one's social engagements is put on others, it becomes an occasion or playing the victim who's having a pity party. And number 4, not taking risk. Your social life must, like the rest of your life, works on a system of risk and reward. When nothing is ventured, nothing is gained. Yes, of course. And then we have more. Number 5, not being vulnerable in the midst of social changes. It's not enough to just go through the motion, bantering about the surface, droning and about the penalties of life. Will get you nowhere on how are you? Busy? You? Yeah, super busy. That's it. Mas may inuuna tayo. And then, being vulnerable. Social relationships like romantic ones need time to develop and mature, di ba? Pag nasasabi nating mature na tayo, mas naiintindihan at mag-grow yung relationship. We are going and we have the time to build some trust and verification before stress testing it with witty issues or difficult topics kasi naiintindihan nyo ang bawat isa. And number 7, being a flake. This is about the ties that bind our social consideration of one another seems to be weakening. These days are seems to be less obligations towards one another as it relates to our social commitments. And then we have the being negative. Every one of us wakes up on the wrong side to the bed sometimes. It's normal, it's part of life. For most of us, we can shake it off by lunchtime, or we're adept of hiding it to carry on as expected. Your boss doesn't want to hear it, but for those who can't suppress your grumpiness over time, they usually find a cavernous avoid in their social lives. And number 9, being too self-centered. Mas inuuna lagi natin yung sarili natin. Yes, they talk incessantly about themselves. Kasi gusto natin na tayo lang din. And then we have expecting immediate result despite our depth, craving for authentic friendship. Yes. And it's a thing that just can't be hurried. Nagmamadali tayo palagi, much like said, germinates in its own time and way. May oras at tamang panahon para sa mga bagay-bagay. Hindi dapat hinabadali, hindi dapat pinaghuhusgahan, at some move more quickly than others, while some will never get off the ground despite early promise. For people who can't or won't honor the natural timeline of relationship formation, they run the risk of sabotaging any genuine social connection before it has a chance to bear fruit. And then letter C, which is focusing the cyberbullying. What is cyberbullying? We all know cyberbullying is an act of bullying that takes place over digital device like cell phones, computers, and tablets. This is ano, ang cyberbullying ay may no. Cyberbullying are over on the digital devices. This is occurred through SMS, text, and apps, or online on social media, forums, or gaming where people can view, participate in, or share content. 'Di ba? Lalo na sa atin ngayon, marami tayong nakikita sa ating social media na pambubuli or cyberbullying. Naging maraming memes na mukha ang nakikita natin. That is a kind of cyberbullying. Another, the most common places where cyberbullying occurs are, nakikita natin ito sa social media such as Facebook. Sino may Facebook dyan? At para sa akin, lahat tayo, lalo na yung mga kabataan ngayon, may Facebook na rin. Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. Facebook lang ang meron sa akin eh. Then, text messaging and messaging app on mobile or tablet devices. 'Di ba? Like for me, hindi ko alam kung bakit laging or ilang beses na akong na may nagte-text sa akin na nanalo daw ako, pero pag i-click ko na yung link, hindi naman totoo at wala naman akong ginagawa or wala naman akong pinapasok ang link para magkaroon ako ng magkanong gadget na napanalunan ko, 'di ba? instant messaging, direct messaging, and online chatting over the internet. Marami ding, natatag ka doon sa mga kahindik-hindik na video. At nakapangatlo na ako noon. Another one, online forums, chat rooms, and message boards such as Reddit. Then, special concerns. With the prevalence of social media and digital forums, comments, photos, posts, and content shared by individual can often be viewed by strangers as well as acquaintances, mga ujud. And the content individuals share online. Yes, pwede, pwede natin siyang masi-share kahit hindi natin siya i-open, pwede natin siyang i-direct message to our any acquaintances. And this can both their personal content as well as any negative or mean or hurtful content. Like, and it creates a kind of permanent public records of their views, activities, and behavior. Another one, persistent. Digital devices offer an ability to immediate and continuously communicate 24 hours a day. So it can be difficult for children experiencing cyberbullying to find relief. Kasi di naman lahat ng magulang nakatuon sa mga kabataan na laging nagsusocial media. 'Di ba? Permanent. Most information communicated electronically is permanent and public. If not reported and removed, a negative online reputation, including for those who bully, can impact college admission, employment, and other areas of life. Yes. And hard to notice because teachers and parents may not overhear or see cyberbullying taking place, or it is harder to recognize. Also, hindi naman lahat lagi ng magulang nakatuon. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Another one, effect of cyberbullying on targeted kids. This is may increase your child risk of anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, or even feelings of worthlessness. Nararanasan ko na yan. And if your child is being cyberbullied, their behavior may change in these possible ways, like avoiding talking to friends or socializing, seeming especially quiet or withdrawn at home. Yan. Hindi na lumalabas ng bahay. Lagi na lang nasa sulok. And then, or isolating in their room, losing interest in activities that previously gave them joy. Yan, lagi ang hindi ko alam kung ako lang ba nakaranas nito, pero mas even now, mas gusto kong nasa kwarto lang ako. Okay lang sa akin na hindi kumain, or okay lang na hindi ako lalabas ng kwarto ko. Kahit na gustuhin ko man, pero mas dumaig pa rin yung pagiging kawalan ng interest for some activities that I previously gave and being enjoyed. Then, concentrate on schoolwork or homework, falling grades, troubles, sleeping desire to skip school, or avoiding school-related activities, seeming anger, upset whenever they look at their phone, exhibiting, yan, ganyan ako, lagi kong ni-skip yung mga notification about school activities. Kasi, para sa akin, parang na-stress ako. Yan. And, sana ba tayo? Secretive behavior about what they've seen or done in their phone abruptly. Stop using their phone, use of drugs or alcohol, saying things about life being meaningless, or talk about suicide. Oh my God. Yan, ganyan tayo kasi pag naranasan na nating cyberbullying or bullying. When, especially in school, lagi ako nabubully dati. Naalala ko when I'm daycare to senior high. I feel always bullied by my classmates. And I'm seeing myself, I'm worthless. So, we have, doon na pala nagtatapos ang aking report. And thank you for listening. Hope you guys got learn from my topic ahead. Goodbye and God bless.